Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I have an update for you on this. Remember, in my last video, I told you I was going to try to find out what the deal was. Well, I met with the lady from Braun's office, and she really didn't know what to think of it because she's not seen this kind of thing before. So I told her all about it, and I told her that I was really interested to find out what in the world these people were doing. Now, for those of you who may not have seen the other video, this is a congressional record from the House. It is the report of expenditures for official foreign travel, and then they have different committees. This one on page 3 is for the Committee on Energy and Commerce, and it was between July 1st and September 30th of 2019. Well, if you go through, and I know it's kind of small because if I make it bigger you won't be able to see the whole thing, but if you go down here and you look at these people, most of it is not anything unusual, except my only question is, what in the world do they do when they go on these trips? And, why are they needing to go on so many trips? That's a big question that I have. But my real question for her was, can you tell me how I can find out what in the world they did when they were over there, and what this other purposes money went for? Because, when you're going through most of them, they don't have much here. Like, here's $25. Well, you know what? I don't know what that could have been, but it's just miscellaneous, I'm sure. And I don't have a problem with $25. I do, though, have a problem with these expenditures right here that are listed under other. And what in the world are they for? You've got $12,000 here, and then another one for $52,000 and another one for $6,000. These are all by the same person, by the way, and his name is Frank Pallone, and he is a Democrat. So I think he's from New Jersey. And so my question is, what in the world were these people doing? What did he do in France, Italy, and Morocco, and especially in Italy for $52,000 in like 6 days? Okay, now you give me $52,000 and I could spend that pretty handily in Europe if I wanted to. I'd be living very high on the hog, though, I think, for $52,000 for 6 days, don't you? And here at home, $52,000 will last me for like 5 years. So, yeah, I wanted to know what it was. And she seemed to be kind of concerned too. And I said, it would be really nice if you could find somebody like in Washington, D.C. or something, some of the staff there, who could tell me how I can find out what the people do when they go on these trips and what in the world this other category is for, especially $52,000. And when you put all these together, it's like $70,000. One man in about, it was like 10 days or something like that. Less than that, a little over a week. What was he doing for that amount of money? I really have to ask. And I also went through and I found out that most of these who went on this particular trip were Democrats, except for Susan Brooks and Greg Walden, I believe. The rest of them were all Democrats. And so you have to wonder when you see, I went through all of these and there were very few Republicans traveling. Almost all of these that traveled during this time period, and there are various trips by various committees. But this particular group, I don't know. It's fishy to me. And I don't know anything about these two Republicans, but it's almost like there was a token Republican each time, probably so they could claim it was bipartisan. I don't know. But anyway, I did talk to the lady, and I told her the situation. I also told her that another thing that I think Senator Braun needs to kind of consider is that conservatives on YouTube are having a tough time. And it's not just me, I mean, it's all of us, because we're getting the big D a lot. And usually we get it for the first day or two. And then, after we've had almost all of our views, then they decide to, make it nice again. And, it really is a matter of thousands and thousands of dollars when you look at some of these content creators. So I told her the situation, I explained it to her, and hopefully that will also be something that she'll bring to his attention. But anyway, this one right here, I just really want to know, and she said she's going to try to help me figure that out. So I thought that was really nice. And you know, when we're talking transportation too, I got to show you this. Like, some of these people, when they go places, I probably won't be able to find it now. You know, I understand that transportation can be kind of expensive. Like, this one's $14,000 to go to Germany. I guess he did go to Nigeria, Mali, and France. So probably there was more than one trip there. But there was another one. It was $18,000. It was one place. I'm not seeing it right now. So yeah. Okay. You know, when you're looking for something, you can't find it. So I don't know where it's at. But there were other. Most of these have this little thing. This, you know, little 3 here means that it's military transport that they used, which again we're still paying for. So. But, you know, when they have transportation that's like $11,000 to go to Cameroon, one place, it's a lot of money. And I went to check. There was one, like I said, there was one that was $18,000. Oh, down here, $18,000. These are not members of Congress. These are just like staff members. And they're going to Mozambique. Okay. So $18,000 to go to Mozambique. Well, I thought, okay, let's go here to Expedia and see what I can find out. And even if, you know, I did kind of a simulated trip, first of all, I couldn't find any first class flights. So I, you know, just had it searched for the highest price. $8,000 was about the highest I could get. And that is round trip. So you kind of got to wonder how they got $18,000 out of that. But I'm sure. Anyway, so I did want to point that out to you. I'll leave the links down below if you want to look over this yourself and see the numbers, because they are kind of irritating when you see them. But anyway, and then this is just, I'm just going to say yay, and it's about time. But yeah, I think there has been a lot of an allowance. If they allowed these people to be in there, they were allowing them to kind of out themselves, because they were going to do everything they could to stand in Trump's way and to undermine our president. So how are you going to catch them? By letting him do that and then catching him that way. And so, yeah, anyway, and this is a big bunch of people. So I'm just going to say yay on that. Anyway, this one, I'm just scratching my head because I cannot fathom how the Washington Post could do this. Perspective. Inspiring military family reunions actually hurt our soldiers. Oh, yes. Not inspiring at all. They hurt our soldiers. This is just really, it's crazy. The real risk to soldiers comes after we stop paying attention. Oh my goodness. I watch these all the time. I love seeing them. When I see those soldiers come home, it brings tears to my eyes. It is just wonderful. Because, you know, my nephew came home and I was very happy to see him. And we all were. So I've experienced it. And I can't imagine somebody would ever get used to seeing that, because it's just such a blessing when you see them come together. But anyway, I thought I'd let you know what the Washington Post was up to. And then this thread, I was going to actually do my video on this thread, but it is huge. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. But it is so much content, and he has documents and everything when he gets down in there and he's talking about Ukraine, and he's got the documents posted so you can see them and read them for yourself. He has videos. He has lots of stuff here. So I think, you know, this is something well worth reading. I'll give you the link to this one, and then you can keep scrolling, because like I said, he goes on and on and on, but the stuff is so good. And he's got like the documents here, and this prosecutor's office of the Republic of Latvia, and Office for Prevention of Laundering of Proceeds Derived from Criminal Activity. And here it is. Guess what? Burisma Holding Limited was being investigated on. Now, in Europe, they put the day first and then the month. So, 2/18/2016. Look at that. They were being investigated. So, yeah. Anyway, he goes through and he gives them all. So it's just very interesting to read through this. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know. And he does also mention that One America News video series, the 3 videos that I have shown you before. And then, of course, Rudy Giuliani's stuff. And so this is very, very, very good thread. I'll leave the link to the top one down below. Remember, even if you don't have Twitter, you can always just click on the link and read it anyway. It may not look exactly like this, but it's, going to be so you can read it even if you don't have a Twitter account. You just can't, do anything with it. You can't make any comments or anything. So this was something else I wanted to show you. This is from the DC Patriot. And Matt Couch had a kind of loss in court. And the loss is that he has to turn over his recordings, video, and audio sources in his investigation of this murder. And he has to turn it over to the guy who's suing him for trying to investigate that guy's murder. So I know I'm being vague here, but the reason is because algorithms use words, and words sometimes make the algorithm do bad things. So there are certain words that you can say and certain words you can't, and those are 2 you can't. So anyway, this guy right here is who they're investigating. And it's just the whole article here. It really is kind of frustrating that he is being forced to do that, because a lot of the people he interviewed and everything did it because he was a reporter and they knew that they would be protected. And so now their identities are going to be kind of put out there. So not a good thing. And then I wanted to show you this. This is from the Justice Department. And yes, there have been 3 big lawsuits put out today. And I'm recording this Monday night, so it'll be yesterday when you see it. But, the Justice Department sues State of California, sues King County, Washington, and the State of New Jersey. Now, these are not the same, by the way. All 3 of these are not for the same thing, but in essence, they are the same thing, because they all have to do with basically sanctuary states. So this one is for prohibiting the operation of private detention facilities in the state. This one is for the ICE enforcement contractors from using the county international airport. This one is for prohibiting state officials from sharing information with ICE. So, thought that was very interesting, those 3 cases right there. And when you click on them, it will take you to a page that describes it a little bit more. And down at the bottom, you'll find a link of some kind that will show you the actual court proceedings if you'd like to see them. So, but notice that they're all 3 different, but I think it's very significant that they came out today. Lots of stuff happening. And then I'm going to leave the link to this because I don't know how long this video is going to be up. All right. It had this warning when I clicked on it to come see it. So I'm kind of thinking it's not going to be up long. So you might want to check it out before it's removed. And, but it is 3 hours long. And I'm about 2 hours into it, so I haven't watched the last hour. It's just late, and I'm tired, and I will have to watch the rest of it tomorrow. But again, don't know how long it's going to stay up. It has a lot of information in it on a lot of various topics. So some of them you may agree with, some of them you may not, but I think most of them are pretty accurate. So anyway, that's what I've got for you on this one. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.